Why they buy, part 4. It's a small wonder why so many people in business fail. Small wonder. And one of the main reasons, like I said in video number 3, and I'll repeat it here in video number 4, is because people that go into their business, they've never spent any time thinking about the customer. But yet, it's all about the customer. The customer's desires, the customer's demand, the customer's needs, the customer wants, the customer's expectations, the customer's anxieties. Have you thought about that? No. Why? If it's surrounded by you, nobody else does. That's why nobody else is successful. Look around you, find somebody who's successful. Go on, have a good look. You won't find anybody. The banks and the government will not never tell you. Did you know, and I'm sure you know, that it is our failure the government makes money out of, not our success. Our business, startup, new business, or working for ourselves, or having our own small business, it is the failure of my business that the government wants, not the success of it. They want me working for someone else. That way they get everything, better control of me. Why do you think? I mean, last I checked was 85%, which is very recent, but the percentages, let's just stick with 90% because I think that even this convoyed virus that we've got going on now, in England alone, they reckon there were about just over 4.75% that were actually self-employed out of the people, all the people that work. Let's just round it off with 5%. 5% people are self-employed. Let's just round it up by 10%. Why are the other 90% working for someone else? You need to think about that. Why is it 90% of people that work for someone else? There are some more videos on the same channel. You need to have a look at them. The second biggest problem why the businesses fail. This should be the first, but I just pushed it to level number 2. The second biggest problem, this is not just coming from me, this is coming from people who are mentors of businesses and coaches of businesses in the 15 years of my personal study, who have coached businesses worth billions of pounds, who have their own businesses now, billions of pounds and dollars. Is coming from them. They've spent millions trying and testing what works and what doesn't work. Is coming from them. What's the second reason? Take your time with this one. It's very tricky. When I first heard it from Dan Kennedy, big guy up in America, big coach. He's coached many billion-dollar businesses. Check it up, Dan Kennedy. It's how do you tell someone that they don't know something when they actually believe they do know? It's not easy. So what is the second thing that causes the biggest failure? People who go into a business of their own, they believe they know all that they need to know to make their business a success. That's what they believe. They actually believe in that to be true, that they know all that they need to know to make their business a success, okay? Now here's the problem. They don't know. And to make it worse, they don't know that they don't know what they need to know. So how do you tell somebody that? I sat down with a friend of mine who's got a restaurant. When I first heard this, I looked, oh my God, that's so true. Look at that. I'm nearly 37 years old. I never knew that before. I had my own business that failed. And I never knew that before. So when I sat down and started doing this training and started doing the study into the deep material into what causes the success and failure of the businesses, before I started actually, I think all there is to know how to run a cab company. I had a cab company of my own. I'll tell you about that bit in another video. I remember saying that to someone. I said, there's nothing that somebody can teach me about how to run a taxi company because I've got about 15, 20 years of experience in it. until I started doing this course. Long story, I'll share it with you another time. The business actually failed. And the reason why it failed is I got stuck in the same trap, not knowing how to look after the customers, not treating customers like myself. And the bigger trap than that was I believed I knew all there is to know how to run a business successfully, how to run a business by using strategies and principles that would make the business a success. I didn't know. When I learned from business mentors across the world, I realized that at best, I knew about 1% of what I needed to know how to run a taxi company successfully. Just because I'm a taxi driver doesn't mean I know how to run a taxi company. And that's what I got fooled with. I was a taxi driver for many, many years, so I thought just because I'm a good taxi driver and I know how to pick up Mr. A and take him from A to B, I know how to run that as a business. And that's what causes the failure of 99% of the businesses as well. Because they're a good chef, because he's a good plumber, because he's a good electrician, because they cut hair, because they're a good butcher, they may well be good at doing what they do practically, but when it comes down to running a business, it's a separate entity altogether. Hence, failure. Imagine you went out driving just because you see a car and you've seen other people drive, you've never driven in your life before. Does that mean that you can go out and drive? There are many other things you will learn in this, and if you follow these videos step by step, you will be able to create a business that will be an extreme success. So number 2, learn. Find out. What are the things? So I was speaking to you about my friend. We sat down in his restaurant. I said, give me the 3 differences between you and your competitors. And he couldn't come up with one. Because everything he did, the competitors were doing. So if you can't tell the difference between you and your competitors, nor can your customers. And he got angry. And I said, that's good. Because you get angry now, meaning that you're agreeing with me. Because you're beginning to find out something. You're beginning to lift a lid on something that it's always been covered. It's always been covered. The well has been covered. And when somebody wants to lift the lid, you don't want them to lift it. Why? Because there's something hiding in there. What is that? Fear of not knowing. Fear of believing in something that isn't true. So I sat down and said, stop getting angry, let me tell you. And I explained it to him. I said, just like you can't see the difference between you and your competitors, nor can your customers. So why should they pick you over them? So you've been in the restaurant business for 30 years and you can't even tell me the 1, 2, 3 differences between you and your competitors? And he actually couldn't. He tried, and every time he did, I said, but they do that. I go clean tables. They get washed twice a week. I said, but they do that. I got good staff. They do that. My staff are polite. They do that. My staff's English is very good. They do that. I want you to get, my price is very competitive. They have that. I got nice wallpapers. They have that. My windows are clean daily. They have that. I'm asking you not to give me what your competitors have. I want you to give me what your competitors don't have that your customer wants. Talk to me about your customer. Tell me about your customer. What do you think your customer wants? Then I said to him, okay, here's one for you. Where is your guarantee that if you're not 100% satisfied with the food you have in my restaurant here, don't pay? His face went red. Oh, but I said, don't give me that. Are you telling me that everybody that comes into your restaurant is a thief? There are people with morals out there. Yes, you might get a few people not want to pay, but massive majority, when they see something good, their conscience will not allow them not to pay you. What is the cost of the food that you give? They can't say we're not happy with the wine because that comes pre-packed. Your cost base is about £10, £12, right? So if a customer's at a meal for 50 quid that you're charging them, and if they don't decide to pay you, they've only decided not to pay you £10. But how many customers would you actually get when you're giving? If you've got a top chef, top waiters, and the food is brilliant and the atmosphere is lovely, why would somebody not want to pay you? So come on then, if you're that good, let me have you say, if you're not 100% satisfied with the food you've had at my restaurant, don't pay me. And he went quiet. Have you got somebody in your restaurant that's going table to table, table to table, say, listen, look, I've done the best I can. Tell me where I'm going wrong. And if you're not happy, you don't have to pay. Have you got that somebody doing that? The fact that you got people going that, they will appreciate that concern that you've got. And they pay you more. You might have 1, 2, 3 people not pay you, but the amount of customer that will come into your restaurant because you say that to them, yeah, will overtake the fact that the people who had their money back. Have you ever thought of that in 20, 30 years of restaurant business? No. So instead of getting angry, maybe you should look into the customer. See you in the next video.